Welcome back. This is Dan Brown. I'm the president of the Prosperity Corps, and I'm coming back to you today because last week I actually promised you some exciting stuff on marketing. And to be honest, I ran out of time yesterday. I did a bunch of work for clients. I did that interview with Mr. Quentin Strube, the COI's East US. And you know what we decided to do is throw something together last night. Wasn't really impressed with it. And to those of you kind of expecting and hoping for something fantastic, well, my apologies. That's not me. I should have actually made a disclaimer like that last night, but I'll tell you, I was actually even too tired to think of it. Thought about it after I saw it. I put it up there. Decided to come back today and give you something really powerful. Not totally blow your socks off, but I kind of hope it will. So let's get into the presentation here. I'm going to do some stuff here. I'm going to actually go to a slideshow, and let's bring this bad boy up. Okay, so marketing basics. Here's a little bit about what we're going to be talking about. And first, just so you know who I am, I'm Dan Brown, Senior Service Consultant at MG Management Experts, but I'm also the President of the Prosperity Corps. That's, of course, my volunteer job. My moonlight, literally. I've been in Y since 1992, started at Sterling Management, a consulting group out in California. And I've applied LRH Admin Tech in 24 different countries since that time. And I've actually consulted or assisted people in about 100 different fields, specializing in sales, marketing, executive training, and a whole bunch of stuff. Pictured on the screen, you see myself and my wife, Melissa, and then my 10-year-old son, Boston Brown. Okay, so let's get straight into it. Business and COVID-19. Now, right now in the United States, many dental businesses in your area have likely closed their doors, laid off staff, and they're applying for financing to sustain. We know a lot of the PPP loans, they're already gone, it's shut down. SBA has said we are out of money. We also know the federal government is trying to get some more money to inject into that, but the fact of the matter is that has put a serious number of businesses in shock. So many have stopped their marketing completely, and it's actually up to you right now to fill that space. And what do I mean by fill that space? Well, you know, I'm going to talk to you about the different things you can do under the current circumstance. So, of course, personalized letters, personalized emails, any sort of outflow. This is the kind of stuff that you need to, you know, really get out there and make sure that you are, you know, present with your clients. And this is something that I would say, whatever you did in the past that's been successful, whatever you're doing now that's successful, put those things back in. But certainly at the top of the list, that should be your customized emails, personalized emails, bulk emails, bulk mailings, any sort of bulk mailings that you're going to do. So that'd be your direct mail and such. And then personalized text messaging. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. Bulk text messages. I'm going to talk a lot about that. Postcards, social media, Facebook posts, Facebook ads, Google Ads, videos. Now, there's a ton of other things, but I want to talk to you right now about these things. Okay, so let's get into this. One of the last things I said in the last slide, but is the first thing I'm going to talk about now, is video marketing. And look at what you're doing right now. You're engaging with me. I don't have to be there. I don't have to do every single conversation with however many people watch this, all 6 of our listeners. Just saying, I don't know how many people are actually watching this, but I hope it's more than 6. But even if it was just 6, it's 6 conversations or 1 conversation. Video marketing is easy. Now I've got some professional equipment that I have some semi-professional equipment that I've set up here. I've set up a studio for about, I don't even want to say, but it's not that much. But you could do it off of your iPhone. You could do it off of your Android. You could do it on the phone that you didn't bother trading in because they didn't give you enough money for it, and it's still sitting in a drawer. That is totally fine. Right now, I think I'm pumping out about an HD signal. Any phone in the last 5 years has had an HD signal. And if you got something like a new iPhone or something like that, that's got 4K resolution. You'll never use it on YouTube or wherever social media. So I want you to be less worried about the quality and more interested in the content. And video is a way to bring it to your clients, your customers, your people, the people following you on social media. It's powerful. Okay, so use your phone. Now, there's an app made by GoPro, of all people. It actually wasn't made by GoPro. It was bought by GoPro. It was initially some other company, but it's a video editing app. You have a iPhone version, you have an Android version, you have a desktop version. Don't do the desktop version. But if you don't know video editing, that app is amazing. It's called Quik, Q-U-I-K. And I'll be doing a tutorial on this, but you can just search Quik YouTube, how to use on YouTube. 30 minutes, you'll be up and operational. So you could have recorded your video, done a little bit of editing, put some music on it, and you're away. You've done a video. And yes, professional enough for your business. So it's easy. Just don't be too concerned with the quality. Remember, quantity, then quality. Then we're going to talk about viability, but it's in that order. Quantity, get the data out there, get your content, get your message out there. Then work on how to spruce it up once you got some time, which you'll have time in the future when you're, rolling in the dough and, everything's under control. But that's not right now necessarily, unless you've got pro equipment, you got a video team, etc. MG has a full video shoot team, actually has 2 video shoot teams, 2 full studios, a full video editing team, proper. But they get a lot of content online. They have a whole online training platform. You might be there one day, but if you're not there yet, let's just stick with the simple basics. And then you want to get a professional intro. You saw my professional intro. Maybe I'll roll it right now. Just throw that thing in there. Good, and here's a couple other intros that we did for clients. Now, that intro, my sister does them somewhere between 50 and $100. So get a professional intro, and you can use the intro as the outro, and it's the same thing. And that just kind of peppers it up a little bit. So you just send in your logo, they animate it, give you a few animations, and it's done. And I'll put a link down here so you can reach out to her if you want to find out more about that. So just shoot a video. I could actually even do it right now. Let's just try it. Okay, now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to swipe down, and you'll see on an iPhone, you've got an airplane mode. I'm going to put it in airplane mode so I don't get any phone calls or text messages during this. Second you get a phone call during a recording, that video is over. It'll save the recording, but it'll be interrupted. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to go to my camera. I'm going to go to a front-facing camera. And I'm going to hold this camera out as far as I can. The reason why as far as I can is that, well, let me just show you. I'm going to just start recording. I got to go to video, and then I'm going to press record. Hi, my name's Dan Brown. I'm just doing a sample video to show people how effective and easy it is to do video. Now, in my videos, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to hold it down here and talk down to it, because we get the thing called under chin. You don't want the under chin in the video. I'm not going to hold it up here because my face gets all distorted. I'm going to hold it out as far as I can comfortably without looking stupid. If I need to bend my arm a little bit so it looks a little bit more natural, not so I've got my arm straight way out here. So about right there is good. I'm going to make sure my background is good. So I've done this before, I've pressed record, but I'm just showing you so you see the difference. So I'm going to find a background that's somewhat pleasant, and I'm going to make sure lighting is on my face, and I'm not shooting out against a window where there's a lot of light out there, but there's little light in here. I have some decent lights on me in here. So I'm going to pick a background that I'm okay with, and I'm going to give my message. And if I can't remember my message, a good thing to do is have a little piece of paper somewhere nearby, even tape a Post-it note to your pinky that's holding the phone up. Just cover a couple points, talk to your clients, give them a message, tell them something that's important, something that is dear to you, that you feel pretty proud about and that you want to talk to them about, that you think is valuable to them, whatever your message is. And then when you're done, stop talking, look at the phone, and then press stop. Don't reach for the phone as you're talking. Good. So now I've just created a little video there. I'm going to see if I can drop that in here with an intro and with an outro so you can see how easy it is. Hi, my name's Dan Brown. I'm just doing a sample video to show people how effective and easy it is to do video. Now in my videos, what I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna hold it down here and talk down to it because we get the thing called under chin. You don't want the under chin in the video. I'm not gonna hold it up here because my face gets all distorted. I'm gonna hold it out as far as I can comfortably without looking stupid. If I need to bend my arm a little bit so it looks a little bit more natural, not so I've got my arm straight way out here. So about right there is good. I gotta make sure my background is good. So I've done this before, I've pressed record, but I'm just showing you so you see the difference. So I'm gonna find a background that's somewhat pleasant, and I'm gonna make sure lighting is on my face, and I'm not shooting out against a window where there's a lot of light out there, but there's little light in here. I have some decent lights on me in here. So I'm gonna pick a background that I'm okay with, and I'm gonna give my message. And if I can't remember my message, a good thing to do is have a little piece of paper somewhere nearby, even tape a Post-it note to your pinky that's holding the phone up. Just cover a couple points, talk to your clients, give them a message, tell them something that's important, something that is dear to you, that you feel pretty proud about and that you want to talk to them about, that you think is valuable to them, whatever your message is. And then when you're done, stop talking. Okay, so you see how easy that was. It took me a couple seconds. I dropped an intro, same intro, I made an outro. I did the editing in quick. You get the idea. It's a simple thing to do. Follow these points. I'm gonna put these back up on the screen here. Use your phone, use the quick app to edit. I'll be doing a tutorial on that, but just go to YouTube and learn how to use it. It's easy to do, and get a pro intro to professionalize it. Good. The next point I'm going to talk about is that take those messages and then post those on your social media. Now, this is one of our clients at MGE, Rich Salvatore, and you can go to their Facebook page, and I would encourage you to do so. Salvatore Dental. You can look at their website, but go to their Facebook page. Look at all the video content he does. He does it all on the iPhone. Well, not all of it. He has some other equipment, but a lot of it is done on the iPhone. So you're going to upload your video. You can upload it to Facebook. You can upload it to YouTube and then to Facebook. Don't get overcomplicated about it, but it's super simple. You can do it all from your phone. Okay, next point I'm going to talk to you about, and I want to ask you this question. Look at the screen. What is the best way to reach people today? Now, before I get into your answers, and I'd encourage you to put a comment down below before you know the answer to this. But let me talk to you as a consumer. If you feel like you get too many junk emails, put junk in the comments. If you feel that you get too much junk mail, put junk in the comments. If you feel that there's too many commercial messages out there, well, you can also put junk in the comments. I'm asking you as a consumer, how do you feel as a consumer? Do you feel like there's hardly any messages out there, or do you feel there's totally tons of messages out there? And if you're like me, you feel there's totally tons of messages and way too many. Look at this. Answer this question. When there is a commercial that comes on the radio when you're driving, what do? Right. Change a station, or turn the phone down, or check your phone. No, you don't do that. Maybe you do. All right. What about when a commercial comes on when it's TV time? You're watching TV, and I know a few of us do, but when you have that second commercial or whatever, I don't even know because I don't watch TV that much. And back when I watched TV, there were commercials, but I don't think there's commercials now anywhere. But what did you do when you were watching TV and a commercial came on? That was your cue to go to the bathroom, go grab a snack. We are professionally trained consumers. We know how to avoid commercial messages. So that's us as consumers. Now I'm talking to you about marketing, and you need to think about today's public, and today's public is a consumer just like you. So how do you get past that? If the consumers are trained like, hey, no, I'm not interested in this. What do we do? Well, let's take a look at the slide. One thing we know is that today's consumer texts. they do a lot of texting. And why is that one of the most powerful means to get a hold of somebody? Well, look at these stats. 91% of adults keep their mobile phone within arm's reach 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you're one of those people, like I am, you start to itch when your phone's like more than 10 feet away. And yeah, that's absolutely me. So, that's just a point of interest. Now, this is another one here. 98% of text messages reach the end user, and 90% of messages are read within the first 3 minutes. So text messages get read, and it actually helps you build a relationship with your customers because your customers are getting to your communication on their terms and on their time. Conversely, you email them, they check their email, they have 62 emails, they junk. You're direct mailing them. And if these things are working for you, don't stop emailing, don't stop sending direct mail. But I just want you to think with the idea of you've got to reach a consumer on their terms when they have time. And today's consumer is a bit time bankrupt. And I think you could agree with that as a consumer. Time is a valuable resource. So it helps you build a relationship with your customers if you're texting them, because most people read their text messages and a lot of them respond. So let's look at the next point of the slide. Text marketing is easier for your consumers because they can respond even when they can't take a phone call. Think about it. So if you get a phone call from a number that you don't know or recognize, what do you do with that phone call? Yeah, you let it go and you check your voicemail, or you have voice to text, messaging, meaning it takes the voice and transcribes it and sends you a text message, and then you screen it. But a text message comes through, you could be in a meeting and look at that text message. It arrives to the end user. And lastly, that just makes it an improved customer service. So think about text messaging. The next thing I'm going to talk to you about is, okay, what are your methods by which you can text? Well, you have a two-way texting platform. There's many of them out there. It's a plug-in generally, but it's a standalone system, and they generally can only do one text at a time. The other is bulk texting. And I'm going to show you a slide later, but we talked about it. It's the gross income senior datum. And you want to be able to reach a lot of people as fast as you can. And I would encourage you to look into bulk texting, because bulk texting means you can send a text message out to everybody and then say, hey, if you don't want to receive these messages anymore, just reply stop. And if you want to hear more about this offer, reply offer. And you'll send that out to 2,000, 4,000, 500, 100 people, and you'll get some hits off that. And so bulk texting, I've got a bulk texting platform I use. I'm really, really happy with it. It's super effective. One of our clients is using it. She's a doctor. She's a dentist, only servicing emergencies right now. And she just got, I think they're up to 22 appointments in 2 weeks. 2 weeks she's been emailing. I don't know, I think her database is about 4,000 people or 2,500 people, something like that. I don't have the specifics, but I think you get the idea. Good. So in addition to texting, you want to use your social media. So use Facebook posts. Keep it fun. Keep it interesting. Be relevant. But don't send these stupid things about, like for dentists, I say, these guys send around these posts of like 7 things about the tooth you never knew. Who wants to know the 7 things about the tooth that you never knew? I don't. So think about relevance, think about local, feature your staff, feature the things going on, feature your new haircut. Like, I want to talk to you about this for a second. Your social media is it's a way to get a hold of people and let them know that this is who you are, this is what's going on, and it builds this relationship with your customers about you and the culture of your office. It's a very, very powerful tool. And if you look at what some of our MG clients are doing, we're in a time that's a kind of a scary time for a lot of people. And a lot of people don't want to see the doctor, and they don't want to go to the dentist. They don't want to leave their house. They're over sensationalized by media and all that's going on. So, our dentists are actually, putting up posts about how it's actually okay to come to our office, and you might want to, do this, and you might want to do that. And this is how we're having fun, and this is how we're making lemonade out of lemons. So think about Facebook as more of a PR activity, a public relations activity, rather than a marketing platform. And I'm not saying that there aren't marketing aspects to it. There certainly are marketing aspects to it. So yes, continue to do marketing. But from your Facebook feed, that's more of a culture building. That's where I can sample you and who are you and what do you think about your staff and are they special people to you and why are they special? And hey, do you feature your customers and do you like your customers and what do you do with your customers? What games do you play? And really, is your office manager pregnant? And congratulations, it's a girl. And these are things people like to know because it's social media. It's not me media. It's not advertising media. It's social media. It's what's social. So when you see these people who are all like, and they're, what do you think about me? That's not social media. It's offensive because it's self-centered. It's not social. It's self-focused. So think about that when you're dealing with people and think about what you want to see. If you want to throw a picture of a bulldog puppy or a cute video of a cat or something like that, throw that up there just because it makes people smile. That's totally okay. All right, I'm going to shut up. We're going to get on with things here. All right, so Facebook posts definitely. Facebook ads 100%. Right now, it's so quiet and it's so inexpensive. And it allows you to reach a lot of people in a massive volume. And you can boost these posts that people like. And what happens when you boost a post, people who are connected to your Facebook page, their friends start to get the feed. So that exposes people to your message and then gets you more feedback, okay? Paid Google ads, you definitely want to jump on paid Google ads. Also very quiet right now and costs are way, way less than they've ever been. Not ever been, but been in a long time. So time to plan is now. You got to communicate to your patient base now and correctly. Now, if you're a doctor, if you're a person, you got to communicate to your client base. And you want to plan on increasing your marketing budget. And if you need help, contact us. We've got an email now, ProsperCore. Prosperity Core was taken. ProsperCore@gmail.com. We're going to get this thing legitimate. We'll have nice emails and all that stuff. But go ahead and send an email if you need help on any of these points. But that's just a little summary of what I would suggest right now. Now, I am going to go a bit further with this because some people might be enjoying this and they want to figure out, okay, what's the next thing I do? And I want to talk to you about that. So let's talk about marketing, promotion, and budget. Now, for dentists, we tell them approximately 5 to 9% of their collections, depending on average collections for a dentist, and 9% if they do less than $150,000 a month in collection, and that would be in usual times. And we're recommending for our clients at MGE that they increase this during COVID-19 and after COVID-19. What is your percentage? I don't know. If you're in a plant, if you're in a relatively low margin thing, you're not going to have 9% as your budget. But you've probably got an idea of what your budget is. So you could do a marketing analysis of what are you currently spending and what do you think you should be spending? And during the time that you were getting the most amount of business, how much were you spending then? Start looking at some of these statistics, and I would suggest whatever your marketing budget has been or is currently, up it. And if you're saying, well, Dan, I don't have money for that, I'm going to tell you to up it. You got to figure it out because right now, this is the space to fill. People right now have gone into hiding. They have gone into, unfortunately, what everybody does when there's a situation like this or similar is they pull in and they stop spending and they cut a lot of different things. One of the first things they cut is their marketing and their advertising. So you can fill that space, and we are in the recovery period in this country. I don't know where you are, if this is beyond the United States, but even around the world, people are starting to come out of houses and they're gearing up for what's about to happen in the next 2 to 4 weeks. And for some people, 2 to 4 months. So marketing is an instant. Whatever you do now is not going to hit tomorrow unless you're doing like a texting campaign or a Facebook advertising campaign or a Google advertising campaign. And even the Facebook and Google, that's not going to hit tomorrow. You got to do some setup, some testing and such. So plan to spend some money now. I hope that's helpful. Let's get back to the slides. Good. So we talked about best way to reach customers, texting. I'm going to tell you, and why I'm recapping this is that if you don't have a way to do this in bulk, definitely reach out to me. I've got great solutions at work. And it goes into what
LRH says about the quarter-second test. And LRH says the following: an ad is not textual information, it is a communication. But the ad, has to be a very fast communication because people won't look at it very long. It has to be able to deliver its message in about a quarter of a second. Now think about this. He just said how long? He just said a quarter of a second. So I want you to, I'm going to say start, and I want you to think stop in a quarter of a second. So I'm going to say the word start, and you're going to let a quarter of a second go by, and in your mind you're going to say stop. Or you can say it out loud. I don't care if you say it loud. Take around. Even if somebody's around. Actually, I challenge you to yell out, stop. Just have fun with it if you're in the grocery store. All right. So here we go. Start. 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 Are you getting how fast a quarter of a second is? It's fast. It's very fast. So your advertising has to mirror up to this. Your advertising has to mirror up to this quarter-second test. You've got a quarter of a second to grab somebody's attention before they drop it in the trash, your promo or whatever. And he goes on to talk about this a bit more. He says, the actual test of a piece of advertising copy, ad copy, is will it register in the instant it takes the individual to pick it up and decide he's going to throw it away? Look at that right there. Will it register in the instant it takes the individual to pick it up and decide he's going to throw it away? At each point a person would throw a promotional piece away, he must be stopped. You must recognize that the public has to be able to send for something or be able to communicate easily, or they don't buy the item. You have to direct the public. But communication is duplication. You do a survey, the public feeds you a button, so you just feed it back to the public. That's duplication, and it works. How many words can you read in a quarter of a second? No, that's not LRH quote. That's me asking you. How many words can you read in a quarter of a second? Think about this. How many words do you think you could read in a piece of direct mail promotion or in a website or on a billboard in a quarter of a second? Well, let's do a little drill. I've got this drill. It's kind of fun. All right, well, let's see. I'm going to flash something, and then I'm going to go on to the next slide. And you tell me what you got. In 3, 2, 1. Good. So how'd you do? What'd you see there? I'm going to flash it again. That was fast, but that was about a quarter of a second. Give you a little bit more this time. In 3, 2, 1. Good. How'd you do? Good. Well, if you saw get more money or get more for your money, that was a good ad. Because again, we're just trying to get the initial part done. I'll cover that in another slide, but there's a 3-step process. Attract, interest, and get your message across. And LRH talks about you got to get that attention. You got about a quarter of a second. That's attract. And here they've done it well with get more for your money or money. It's a hot button. They've got some bills hanging out of a bag here. They've got a bunch of stuff going on here. So that's a pretty good one. I'm going to do the next one in 3, 2, 1. Good. How was that one? How'd you do? Yeah, me too, man. I didn't get that one at all. Let's try it again in 3, 2, 1. How'd you do? Good. Yeah, this is definitely not a pass. This would be a fail because there's so many words and my attention is everywhere. My eye trail. I'll talk to you about eye trail here in a second, but it's all over the place. It might be a cute quote. This might be a button for some people, but you think about the quarter-second test here. You're driving down the road at 60 miles an hour. Yeah, quarter of a second is about as much time as you have. And boy, if you're spending more time than that, then you could get in trouble. So this is very, very important that at each point you communicate something, that you communicate thinking with attract, interest, and get the message across. Again, I'll cover that slide a little bit later. Actually should have had that before looking at it now, but I think you get the idea. Good, so this would be a fail. All right, let's do the next one. In 3, 2, 1. How'd you do? How'd you do? Well, if you saw no or bank fees or say no to bank fees, that was good. And I'd say this one's a pass. That was a good one. Good. So what's the best way to communicate an idea in a quarter of a second? Now think that one through. What is the best way to communicate either a lot of words or an idea in a quarter of a second? Should you talk real fast? Should you make the words really big? What should you do to communicate a concept in a quarter of a second? Well, if you thought about images or pictures, you got the right answer. And you can get a lot from a picture. And let's see what you get from a quarter of a second on this next image. In 3, 2, 1. Good. What was the communication? What'd you get out of that? Give it again. 3, 2, 1. What was communication? Good. Well, if you got the idea of vacation or leisure or something like that, that's a lot of an idea that you get in just a quick flash of an image. Let's do the next one in 3, 2, 1. What did you get out of that one? I'll flash it again here in 3, 2, 1. What'd you get? Good. So if you got retirement planning or retirement or nursing home or insurance or life insurance or something like that, good for you. And that was all from just seeing an image for a fraction of a second. All right, let's get back here. Next one in 3, 2, 1. What'd you get there? Now, if you're a dentist out there, you saw it exactly. But don't be the dentist, be the consumer. Let me flash it again. What's the idea you got? In 3, 2, 1. What was the idea? Good. Well, if you got the idea that you could improve somebody's smiles, that's exactly it. And a before and after photo is a fantastic means by which to communicate an idea. This is an art form. It's doing two things. A, it's showing me a potential result. B, it's showing me that you can achieve it. So if you paint houses, show me a before and after. If you fix holes in roofs, show me a before and after. Don't just show me an after. Show me what it looked like before. If you are a power washer and you have a power washing service, show me the surfaces before and show me the surfaces after. This is vital. Vital. Like there could be nothing more vital. In social media, in your website, in your Google My page, your Google My Business page. This is so important. I'm telling you, and it's a lost art. People don't do it. If you're a dentist, great. If you're a cosmetic dentist, great. If you are a dentist that fixes broken front teeth, great. These are all easy to achieve. If you fix brakes, I don't know, but you could show the before and after of a repair job. You could show the before and after of a client and how they're happy. You could do a testimonial. I think you get the idea. Let's get back to the presentation. All right, so the next one. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, what was communication of that one? Give it again. Yeah, missing teeth. And you could fix missing teeth. For dentists, that's a big deal. And a lot of them don't tell people that they do what's called implants and they fix missing teeth, or they say that they do, but they don't show that they do. And last one, what was communication? Again, in 3, 2, 1. Good. So if you got the idea of a crooked smile to a straight smile, that's the idea. Again, you've achieved something massive. You've communicated to me. If I have a crooked smile, boy, that's going to come through. That is going to be something that communicates to me. I am your public. If I don't have a crooked smile, I'm going to go right past that ad. I'm not going to click on it, which is going to save you some money because I'm not going to click on your ad. If it communicates to me, I'll want to find out more. It also, beyond communicating to me, tells me that you're able to get that result. It's very important that I know that as a consumer. Not just that you say you can do it, but you show me proof that you can do it. All right, back to the presentation. All right. Then we're going to cover the 7 points of an ad. So whether it's your website, a Google ad, a Facebook ad, a postcard, a landing page, whatever, it's got to have these 7 points. So Mr. Hubbard says, an ad must be factual and explicit. And it's got to contain these 7 points. 1, what is it? So let's I talk about dentists and what they do, teeth whitening. Okay, so what is it? Well, it's teeth whitening. How valuable is it? Well, have the whitest smile for that perfect day. Restore confidence in yourself. Get that amazing smile that you always wanted. Good. What does it do? It whitens your teeth in about an hour. How easy is it to do? Easy. Pick up the phone and set up a time. How costly is it? It's about $200, $300, depending on which one you're doing. How do you acquire it? Call us today to set up an appointment. Where do you get it from? And the address on the thing. So you want to cover these points, and any lack or omission of these points is going to result in your public not being able to get all the data they need to make a decision. Now that's considering the fact that your ad has gotten them interested. So you've done the attract step, they're interested, and now you're able to get a message across and they can find out all about it. So I hope this is helping. Additional tips in marketing. So you want to know your public and demographics. And what's a demographic? So it's defined as characteristics such as ethnicity, gender, age, education, profession, occupation, income level, and marital status are all typical examples of demographics that are used in surveys. So you want to know your public. If you're dealing with retirement public, well, you want to talk to them on, their reality. And that's, again, why we need to do surveys. And I can cover that in a separate thing. I can only cover so much in this video. It's already getting really long, so I'm about to cut it short. I was thinking I was going to get through so much more content, but know your demographics. Survey them to understand their buttons. But if you're in an industry, you probably already know your public's somewhat, and you want to take that data and feed that into the system. Make sure that you're hitting the buttons that you know are important buttons to your public. Good. Next thing, stand out. Do something, like oversized mailings or imagery that clearly communicates hard-hitting buttons that you've achieved from doing surveys. And do something fun and outrageous. Like, what ad do you remember? I always remember the Old Spice ones and Geico commercials. I remember them because they stand out. They kind of stepped outside the box of general advertising. So you can be fun and outrageous, and it's got its limitations, but I think you get the idea. Good. And then you want to pay attention to eye trail. Now, what is eye trail? Eye trail is the path your eye takes as it's led, as your eyes are led from visual element in a website, postcard, ad, whatever, from visual element to visual element. In good marketing, your eye is being led. It's not just wandering, it's being led. So take a look at this slide as a good example of eye trail. Tell me if it works on you. So now, this doesn't work on everybody, but I definitely want to know if it works on you. For me, it works on me. So I follow that exactly. I survey about, 500 people a month. And this is effective on about 95% of them. Here's another one. So you get the idea. That's eye trail. Your eye is being led. So good example of that. Good. Next and last on these additional tips is motivate the reader. And you motivate the reader by giving a call to action. Marketers call it a CTA. A call to action in marketing is the part of your advertisement that tells your target audience what they should be doing once they respond to your ad and hit your website or landing page. The simplest example of a call to action is buy now. So, totally defined. It's short. A call to action is a short sentence or phrase. It tells a prospective patient or customer to do something they need and you want them to do. So they need it and you want them to do it and you can help them with it. Okay. So some examples in a dental website. Here's a dental website. If you take a look at this $89 new patient special, request an appointment, that's a call to action. Here's another one here. Got a couple offers, $500 off Invisalign, that's those invisible braces, and a free second opinion. So need another look? We're here for you. Click here, request an appointment. These are calls to action. You want to have them right at the top of your website. Very, very important. Look at this. So this is his website. He's got the call to action here at the bottom. Sorry. This one. And he's got two more calls to action here off the left. But if you go back to this website, look on the right-hand side. Looking for a new dentist? Get in touch. We can't wait to help you smile. So that's actually 4 calls to action. And the person hasn't even scrolled. This is the top of their website. So that's a marketing website. And a couple other ones, less than perfect teeth, not satisfied with your smile. This place could transform your smile. And a couple other ones like that. These are all calls to action. All right, now before I get into the next slide, I just want to do a general check-in. I am going fast, and I am sorry if this is, I'm going to just set up my presentation. So I need to know, is this helpful data? Do I go on to the next step? Should I call it here? I think what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to call it here for right now. That's a lot of data that I just covered. I didn't get through 1/4 of the amount of data I wanted to cover, and that was from the slideshow I do that's an 8-hour slideshow. Now, I do a 2-day workshop on this stuff, but it's really abbreviated. If I'm talking too fast, I need you to let me know in the comments. If I'm belaboring a point and hitting it too hard, talking too much about something you already got, I need you to let me know. And if you're embarrassed to put in a comment, just send me a private message. I want to know because I want to help you. And I want to be that guy that helps you get through this. And I want to recruit other people that can help get other people through this time so that we're all prospering. You know, my big goal is to help people who help people. That is my purpose. My purpose is to help people who help people. And we are all connected and moving forward towards a very common and important purpose. And it has to do with multiple dynamics. So if you're winning, I'm winning. It actually affects my dynamics. So I want to help in that regard. But there's other people who can dive in and throw in. So please send me a private message on Facebook or wherever. Email Prosper Corp. Prosper Corp is PROSPERCORPS @gmail.com. I'll put the email up there. But send me a message if you want to help, if you want to be helped. And I know some of you have already done that. I haven't gotten to those, but I've got somebody who's volunteering now. I don't want to mention her name out loud because I don't know if she's comfortable with that just yet, but she's going to be handling a lot of these emails and communications. And I want to build this awesome army of people who are skilled using LRH Tech, getting LRH Tech out into the hands of people and disseminating the sanity of it. Now, I had a client today call me and he gave a testimonial for MGE. And we did an admin scale workshop last week. It was just awesome. It was a 2-day workshop we threw together. Jeff Bloomberg, he's the basically the acting executive director there. Louis Cologne is a CEO, but he's in phase 2 and running the business remotely and appropriately so. But Jeff and I threw this thing together, and it was his idea, and we just rocked it and had a blast doing it. And we've had 1,500 people watch that 2-day seminar. It's crazy, just amazing. It's their MG clients, and they keep getting their staff to watch it. And one of our clients called me today and said, I did that, and he's a devout Christian, really ethical guy, very uptone. He loves everything we do, loves everything LRH says. And he says, that admin scale blew me away, and I got my wife to watch it. And my wife and I then did our admin scale Friday, and we finished it Saturday. And we can't thank you enough. Wow. What that does to me, that warms my heart. It fulfills me. I'm a soldier for LRH. And a lot of you know I used to work very tightly. I used to be in the Sea Org. And I'm not proud to say that I left that group. But circumstances were circumstances. But for me, that's my boss. LRH is my boss. And everybody in between LRH and I, that's who I work for. LRH, the Sea Org, I want to carry that message. And while I'm not in uniform and I'm not doing what they are doing, in this present day, I can tell you that I worked my arse off to carry the torch. And I know others would too, if they could figure out how to do so, make a living doing so, maybe even make more money than they're making right now. And my purpose is, if that's your purpose, I'm going to help you achieve that purpose. Because that's what I'm doing today. I'm making more money than I've ever made, working for LRH full-time, disseminating the tech and getting wins like the one I just said. So that's just a little bit more about me, and sorry if I digressed. Get carried away. It's my purpose. It's good stuff. So I'm going to sign off. I would love your feedback on this video. Really love anything that you have to say, constructive. Even if it's something that you don't think I'm going to be happy to hear about, send it my way, because this isn't for me. This is for you. I'm Dan Brown, president of the Prosperity Corps, signing off, and we'll see you on the next one.